morning everyone. On my way to Perry Barr BCA this morning to pick up a 2008 Suzuki Swift 1.3 GL with 97,000 miles on the clock. So it should be over there somewhere in that car park full of goodies. So on my way to check in now, go grab the keys. I know it needs a bit of body work. It's got 6 months MOT, a couple of stamps in the book, so probably get it serviced. And yeah, let's see what it's like. Just grabbed the keys for the Swift. Unfortunately, can't afford any of these toys just yet. You got an S3, a Bentley, got a Porsche over there. Next to Highland, I don't think that's the i30, and that's just a standard one. There's Porsche making itself known. So yeah, it's off to find the Swift. I think it's in collection point 5, so it'll be down here somewhere. So yeah, let's see how it is. And here it is. So down this side, it doesn't look too bad whatsoever. Got some hubcaps on, but then you come over to the side, and it needs a wing painted. So I'm hoping I'm going to pick up some paint later. It's going to match the colour of that, blend it in with the door, get some of the hubcaps, touch on a few bits of paint as well. Let's have a look inside, shall we, in the boot. Let's have this back. What's in the rear? Some spare mats. Do we have a spare wheel? I'm not sure if these come with a spare wheel. I can't seem to get under there with one hand, so I'm just going to leave that and I'll have it when I get home. Let's have a look in the inside. You know, condition wise, it's not bad whatsoever. There's no rips or tears in the seats. That looks all pretty tidy. It's obviously a 3-door. How much you get? Oh, there we go. So yeah, the back looks in decent nick as well. I'm just gonna check the fluid levels. I need 2 hands for that, so I'll be back shortly. Just checked the engine oil, that's all good. Coolant levels all good as well. Can't really tell from the bottle itself, but take that off. You can clearly see, well, not on this camera you can't, but there is some coolant in there. It's the blue stuff. So let's clip that in place, keep the pressure in there. So let's see if it starts, shall we? It started at fine. Got the fuel light on. Luckily no other lights on the dash. Radio works. Another plate. Yeah, blowers work. Windows. Yeah, they all work. So yeah, let's see if it gets me home. So I'm going to put some fuel in. It's a 5-speed manual, 1.3, perfect first time car. So let's get it fixed, shall we, and get it for sale. Just picked up some fresh trims from Alfred's. Not keen on the black ones, so I think these should hopefully look a lot better. When I got my MOK, picked up some wheel trims, picked up some paint. I've used the paint comb, so hopefully it matches. So yeah, now to give it a good clean, get some paint on it and stick it through service. It's got 6 months MOT, so I'll get the feelers out there first. I'll put it for sale, and I'm just putting people off in relation to the length of the MOT. Then I'll stick a 12-month ticket on, but I'll probably increase the price. So it is what it is. So yeah, let's crack on. Before we go ahead with the rest of the video, I just want to put a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Marketplace Monitor. Now when I first started out buying and selling cars, I used to use Facebook quite a lot. and this app would be absolutely brilliant and a game changer should I kind of start up again and use Facebook. So essentially you put in a search, you'll receive a notification when that search comes up in your area. So say for example I was looking for a Ford Fiesta under £2,500 within 50 miles of my postcode. I'll get a notification from Marketplace Monitor as soon as somebody's put up a Ford Fiesta that matches my criteria. And again, you can use it for anything else as well. So it can be used for iPhones, it could be used for laptops, and anything that you think you're going to be making money on, where you have knowledge and experience within that market, it can be an absolute game changer for you. I mean, you can literally beat all of the competition with just this one app, really. There is a monthly subscription, but they have given me a code for your first month, of 50% off, using Cars and Stuff 50. So that's a brilliant incentive to get started, see if it works for you. And yeah, like I said, just try and beat the local competition. And unlike BCA, like I use, you can easily back out of deals, you can negotiate prices, and then you can start messaging straight away and beating that competition. So yeah, many thanks for Marketplace Monitor sponsoring today's video. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now to make a start on the wing. I think that's already been coated with some sort of undercoat as such, some primer. I'm going to stand it back a bit. It feels fairly smooth. I'm going to stand it back, put my own primer on there anyway, just in case it's not the best. And yeah, let's see how we get on. I've sanded it down, put a couple of coats of primer on. I think I'm going to put one more on and see how it comes up really. And then yeah, on to the paint stage. That's the final coat of primer, just waiting for that to dry, and then we will get the first coat of paint on. And I really hope it's going to be a colour match, because it's going to look really odd if it's not. So yeah, we shall see. Well, I've just sprayed a test patch, so it looks like it should work. So let's see, shall we? I've just put a first light dusting on. I think it's going to look okay, you know. I've said that before now, and it's been completely different. So until I've peeled back all the paper, and it's 5:30 at night now, the light's going to get pretty dark soon, so I need to hurry up really. That's the second coat done. I mean, I don't think it's a bad match whatsoever, to be honest. I'm just hoping I've masked it up properly, because I will notice bits afterwards. So I just have to touch them in, I think, with a bit of paint. That's the third coat done. I've been pretty lucky, to be fair. I've had no runs in the paint. Famous last words. It's a bit patchy, but I will put, I think, one more coat on, and then we'll apply the lacquer to put a shine into it. That's how it will probably look shine wise ish once the lacquer's on. Once the paint dries, it just goes really dull. So yeah, let's wait for that to dry and get cracking. And that's the fourth and final coat of paint. I've used up practically a whole can, which, to be fair, for a wing isn't that bad. Imagine trying to do the whole car with rattle canning. Now I can't seem to see too much in the way of primer coming through. Would have thought not after 4 coats. So I'm going to do the lacquer once that dries, and probably put 3 or 4 coats of that on as well. So yeah, let's crack on. That's the first coat of lacquer done. Again, just a small dusting, so you can just see how patchy it is and how flat it is in places where it hasn't been done properly. Put 3 or 4 coats of this and it should look hopefully as shiny as that, and that hasn't been washed or polished yet. So be nice if it really does have a good colour match, so we shall see. Second coat done, and again you can tell it's getting there, so it should look more like that soon. And you can tell when you put enough lacquer on, because normally when you put your hand against that, you can see sort of a bubbly reflection. You should be able to see how clear that is compared to that. So yeah, hopefully we'll see. Just put the final coat of lacquer on, and I've got some runs in the lacquer. I mean, but otherwise, if you look at that, the reflection's pretty decent. So I'm going to have to lightly sand that off in the morning tomorrow. It's a bit cold and it's a bit dark now, it's not going to set properly, so give it a light sand and probably 3000 grit, and then polish it to get the right kind of shine really. Then obviously polish the rest of the car. I mean, it is always quite hard to tell if I've done a good job until you put it next to another panel. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, but like I said, you got newspaper in the way, you haven't got panel next to panel. I've tried to blend it in a little bit there, so again, quite hard to tell. I mean, that wing doesn't look great. There's a bit of a dark patch, so I'm going to see if that kind of dries overnight and disappears. So yeah, let's wait and see. Now I've just taken the newspaper off. Colour match doesn't seem that bad at all, just a bit disappointed in the runs. They look pretty bad, so I think what it was, I run out of lacquer. I started using a different lacquer, so whether or not that was runnier than the other stuff, I'm not too sure. I think there's some down here somewhere as well. Yeah, just there. So yeah, I'll sand them back tomorrow, very lightly, buff them out, and I think that should be alright, to be fair. It's hard to tell in this light though, to be honest. I mean, the sun's just going down. But I think overall, it's not a bad colour match whatsoever. Right, before I start mucking about with that wing, I'm going to give it a good wash, take off these old wheel trims, replace them with new ones. I'm hoping they look, because those steels, they look quite rusty, so I might even have to spray them, but we'll see. I'll see how they look once they've been washed. And that's it washed, just need to dry it. I don't think the wheels are too bad, so this saves me getting, you know, kind of masking things up, putting stuff behind the wheels, so don't get paint on the brakes all around. It's just a bit of a faff really. So, and to be fair, the wheel trims I got, there's not that many gaps in between the spokes, so I think it should hide it pretty well, to be fair. Well, that's 2 down, 2 to go. They definitely make the car look a lot more presentable, I think. And I think the silver looks better on a kind of a red or black car rather than black wheels. That's just my preference, hence why I bought these. So yeah, crack on with the other two. Just going to see if I can polish out some of these scuffs. So I don't really want to apply too much paint, just because of the lacquer issue I had before. Touch in a few places, I'm not going to spray that, I'm just going to touch it in. And again down there as well. And then polish that wing. So I'll probably polish the whole car in the process, to be fair. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking. And that's not bad at all really. Obviously got a touch in that. A little bump there, but I've got rid of most of the scratches, and I think if I went over that a little bit longer, I think it's just some paint where it's come off, maybe a different vehicle, maybe. Most of it's already come off. So yeah, gonna get cracking now and try and get rid of that. Go around the whole car, get, you know, I mean that'll come off pretty easy down there. And yeah, let's see how it polishes up. So I've sanded down the wings slightly with 1200 grit wet and dry paper, so it now kind of looks pretty flat. So I'm hoping, I mean, because you can probably still see the runs, you can still slightly feel it with your hands, but once it's been polished, it should hopefully look better than what it did before. So let's wait and see. It looks a bit better, but still not happy, but it's just going to have to do unless I sand it all back and respray it again, which I really don't want to do. It's just going to have to stay the way it is, unfortunately. Again, it's a cheap little car for someone. Still got to do the rest of the bodywork. Some marks in the paint there, but the least marks in the paint really the better. So yeah, we'll crack on. Well, that's the polishing done. Still got a bit of work to do to it yet. Dress up the tyres. I haven't even started on the interior yet, so I think I'm going to give that a quick view now. But yeah, I really like that paint colour, to be fair. It's quite smart. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and do the interior now and see how we get on. To be fair, the interior isn't actually that bad. Seats need cleaning up. This is all a bit grubby down there, but I have seen a hell of a lot worse. So look around there. Yeah, just need a bit of a spruce up. There's no tears or rips in any of the interior, which is always good. Slight scuff down the carpet, but that's to be expected. I think I've got some mats to go with it, so we'll see how it turns out. And that's the interior done. Just got to drill brush the seats, probably do the mats as well. They are the original mats, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep them, purely because of that one really. The others are absolutely fine. All the plastics have been done as well, so it looks a lot cleaner than what it did before. It's still drying, so it's a bit patchy, but at the moment it's just the seats are let down a bit really. So I'm going to crack on now, do some drill brushing on the seats, just for some general carpet cleaning stuff. Let's see how it turns out. I don't think it's going to dry because it's like 8 degrees today, but we'll see. The seats are drying now. The mat's just been done. Just put some of the, whatever this is, where is it? There we go. Astonish Carpet Care. Sprayed it on, wiped it with a cloth so it spreads across the old carpet, and then drill brush and wiped it off. That's just drying. It may be a bit patchy afterwards, but we'll see. But I haven't got time to finish that today. Literally dress the tyres, get some pictures and get this up for sale. Well, the wheels haven't been washed that great, have they? So I'm going to go over it with some tyre gel, some Maguire stuff, and that should hopefully hide it. Oh, it's a bit better, so happy with that. Now on to the rest. The windows look pretty clean as they are, but I'm going to go over with some window spray and probably muck them up and make them smeary. And last but not least, I'm going to go around, touch in a few bits places just to take your eye off it a little bit more. I'm not going to spray it, literally just going to touch it in with one of these. They're kind of like a special touch-in thing, but they're just cotton wool buds at the end of the day. Pretty much. That size pretty much immaculate. It's just a couple of things there really. There you have it. It just takes your eye off it a little bit. I mean, from this distance it's not too bad, but you can obviously tell it's been touched in the closer you look. But it's better than showing it as black, so yeah, happy with that. Apart from it probably needs a respray all over the back bumper, but I'm not going to do that. So it's a cheap little car, and yeah, if the new owner wants to give it a spray, then they can help themselves, I suppose. Well, that's the little Suzuki, all polished up, photos taken. It's a pretty decent car, to be fair. Pretty nippy for a little 1.3 compared to like the 1.2 Corsas, Ford Fiestas, that kind of thing. This is definitely the quicker of the bunch I've driven anyway. This is the first time I've ever had a Suzuki Swift. I've had a couple of Suzuki Splashes, but never this. So, I mean, this goes pretty quickly. Then I will probably get another. Don't even care, but I've actually polished the headlights as well, just to, you know, make them sparkle that extra bit. Seats have come out not too bad, you know, way better than what they were. They're still drying. That's just my lunch on the floor. Bit of a wet patch on the back seat, but I think I can edit that out in the photos. And that's it. So hopefully, quick sale for this. I will get figures and stuff posted soon. And yeah, let's see how it turns out. Well, that's the little Suzuki Swift sold. It took slightly longer than anticipated to sell for some reason, but it was soon snapped up by a local chap who needed a little run around for work. So upon arrival, he looked around the car, took over a quick test drive, and because I provided an honest description in the Facebook advert, there wasn't anything he can kind of pick any holes in. So with that, he was happily paying the asking price of £1,450. And yeah, it's not very often I get a customer that pays a full asking price, to be honest. So this was a nice change. So after we transferred the funds, we filled out the paperwork, and he was soon on his way. So let's go through the figures then, really. So I paid a total of £562.96, including fees at BCA. I spent £19.50 on a train ticket, £12 extra for storage fees on the day because I picked it up a day late, £33.90 on paint for the wing, £62 in total on fuel as I filled up the tank just to kind of work and back as well, just to see if there's any issues, and then finally £20 for a new set of wheel trims. This all comes to a total of £710.36. So after selling it for £1,450, I made a total pre-tax profit of £739.64. So a brilliant result, and over doubling my original investment. As always, I also work out how much I made on an hourly basis. So I spent 3 hours collecting the car, 2 hours washing and polishing, 2 hours prepping and painting, and an hour taking pictures and advertising, coming to a grand total of 8 hours. So £739.64 divided by 8 hours equals £92.46 per hour. Again, a brilliant result. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the bodge job on the wing I did as well. So yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see any more dodgy work on any future cars, and I will see you in the next one.